seen you before.
I'm very excited about today. I've got Libby coming. She's an intuitive. She's coming to read me in my store and see what she picks up on.
What a beautiful place.
Thank you. So we make all the candles here, sell a bit of home decor,
Amazing.
a bit of makeup, all that sort of stuff.
Gorgeous.
Now, cold or hot drink?
No, I'm okay.
Nothing.
Oh, water is good. Yeah, water's really good.
I've never met Libby before, so I'm curious to know what she's going to say about me. Some people are skeptical about intuitives. I've always been open to them, so I hope that it's easy to read me.
So I call myself more of an intuitive guide than a psychic. I prefer being called that because the way that I work is more about giving someone guidance through their life. So most people who come to see me are either stuck in a certain space and just needing some guidance in moving forward. So that's just how I work. Okay. I'm happy to sit out here and use that. And then if we need to do any healing stuff,
You can. Perfect.
we can flip in there and see what comes on. Because I do use cards sometimes as well.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic. Oh, that is amazing. That's my favourite. I'm so drawn to cards.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. I wasn't sure because I thought sometimes I can read without them, but then other times I end up using them. So
It's my fave. Yeah. This store has a lot of people come in and out of it. So I feel that energy is constantly entering and leaving the store. Sometimes we'll be in here and the door will open and close by itself long before somebody's come and gone. I've got customers, for instance, who like to go to the cemetery on their days off and have picnics. So what they'll do is pack up a basket, get to the cemetery, find a random plot so that they don't even know the person, and they'll sit there and they'll try to honour their spirit and they'll eat on their grave. If that was me, I'd roll over. I'd roll in my grave. Don't eat on my grave.
you've had readings and that sort of thing obviously done before, so you're quite open to this sort of thing. Okay, so just going back a step, as I said, the first thing I'm feeling within the solar plexus, which is really about your power and your center of joy, it's where you find most of your happiness. And so whilst I don't feel that you're necessarily an unhappy person, I do feel that there's some sadness and some disappointment that's sitting in that space. So does that resonate with you? Yeah. So the other thing that came in was I feel like I'm going back probably 4 or 5 years ago. So was there something that happened about 4 or 5 years ago that created that?
Yeah, was, yeah.
Okay, do you want to just chat a little bit about that?
Yeah, initially I thought I was in a different career path.
Yep.
And then something happened sort of in a public forum and it really changed
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I suppose the biggest thing that with that experience happening, what's coming up is that it's important for you to claim back your power. And ways of doing that is literally, I feel like what would be good is to do a psychic conversation with those people that took your power. And I can talk you through that. It's a really easy, neat thing, and we'll do that later on in the session. Just so that you can actually almost go back in time, stand up for yourself, say what you want to say, and then come back into the now. So have you done something like that with that experience as yet?
No.
Okay. So I feel like that's important. Did you feel like you voiced that disappointment and that?
I think it's even part of this series that we have to address it. So I feel like, you know, it's something that's always going to be raised through my life.
Okay.
So I've just got to like hit the nail on the head with the hammer.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's like that you've said your piece to some, but not to the people that actually instigated the problem.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's going to be important to do that. So we'll work through that. The other thing that's coming in is I feel like that I'm working with your sacral chakra now, and that is a bit about your desires, your wants, your needs. Do you feel like you're a bit all over the place sometimes with that?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just so many facets of my business.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like that it's important to clear whatever blockages are going on there, and then we'll see what comes in. Okay. So what I might do is I'm going to get you to shuffle the tarot cards. The tarot is another part of the way that I work. So I'm going to get you to just shuffle the cards a little bit until you feel that you've had enough, and then I'm going to get you to split them into 3 separate piles and pick whichever pile that you feel drawn to. So what I'll do is a general spread that is according to you and your life and where you're at, and then we'll just go from there and see what comes in, what we need to talk about. Cool.
Do you love these cards?
I do love these
Have
cards.
you had these for a long time?
I've had those cards for probably about 12 years now.
Yeah.
So they've seen many hands, many
Amazing.
readings over the time. Yeah.
They just split themselves.
So pick whichever pile you feel drawn to.
I'm always the middle person.
I love it. Okay. So we'll see what comes in. It's interesting because when you just said that, what jumped in as well is so.
I knew that you wanted it by the way you were looking. I knew you would be here, and the reason is me. The way you touch me when you walk by, my heart stopped beating.
It's interesting because when you just said that, what jumped in as well is so. Is there so in your family? There's 2 siblings, so there's yourself and one other.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know whether or not there was a 3rd that didn't actually come through? I feel like there's like an older brother type around you. And it's interesting because that I did remember that, you know, when I flipped that card, when you said that actually came in before I even came here. So just know that older brother type energy has got your back, almost like I suppose like a spiritual guide or like a bodyguard type energy coming in around your right hand shoulder and just kind of pushing you forward. So whenever you feel like you're ready to give up and you've had enough and you can't make one more step forward, just call in that energy, and you know you can name it, you can call it an energy, you can call it whatever that you feel comfortable with, and just ask for their guidance and support to show you the right way. Because I very much get that there's an older brother. So are you the youngest in the family?
I'm the youngest, yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying this is possibly a lost child?
Yes. Yep. So I feel like there's you. I feel like that in the middle there's a female, so sister. And then I feel like there's an older brother that comes in that is actually didn't make it through, or is not here. So whether sometimes when I read this, it's not necessarily clear to me how. So it could be a brother from a past life. It could be that your mum may have lost a child, and it may have been the eldest.
But it's a male energy.
But a male energy definitely coming
Sorry,
in. Yeah.
can we just pause? You got me really good.
Oh,
So good.
I know, we all know. We all know.
Okay.
But you can let it read. It's not your reading.
yeah.
Fuck
It
off,
was
Taylor.
so good.
I don't care.
No, it's good because it
I
gives you
talk to his mum a lot,
confirmation.
you know what I mean? Because she's like,
My name is Stephen Deshong. I'm 23 years old and I'm a scaffolder. Have been doing that for about 4 years now. My dream would be to become an AFL footballer, hopefully one day for Collingwood or anyone in the AFL. But yeah, Collingwood would be my preferred team. I'm Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander, and yeah, an Aussie. Yeah, I've been waxed before. Came here about 2-3 months ago to get my chest, stomach and arms waxed, which is what I'll also be getting done today. A little bit nervous, but yeah, a lot better now. But yeah, once it starts, I think the pain's going to be a little bit crucial, but we'll be right after 1 or 2 strips of My girlfriend comes here and her family comes here to get their eyebrows and waxes done. So she introduced me to Michael about 3 months ago, and that was when I got waxed as well.
Are you a screamer?
Nah, I might swear.
Good. Swearing is good.
I don't know about screaming.
Fuck! And they're like, yous are all okay, but the fat one, he's fucked. That's what they were saying. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. I just want everybody to be happy. And the guy goes to me, you don't look happy. And I feel like saying it's the Botox. I can't. How do you want me to fucking look happy with all this fucking anti-wrinkle? Are you kidding? Well, that's fucking hectic. Have a look at it on camera. So tell us about your tattoos, Stephen. Who are all these people written on your heart?
Oh, that's my mum, and then my 3 older brothers, and my younger sister.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I got it quite a while. It's an old tattoo now.
It still looks pretty good quality, doesn't it?
A lot better, refreshed, more beautiful, you know what I mean? Nah, sweaty, pretty sweaty. Hurt a little bit, I can feel a little bit of a sting kind of be there, but not too much, which is good.
How you feeling, Stephen?
Good, much
That's
better.
great, yeah,
Thank you very
very
much.
good.
Yeah, I keep saying no, but after when all the pain's gone and when you take a look in the mirror, it does look a lot better than the hair and shaving and stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely do it again. Yes, very happy. Michael's very good. I'll keep coming here, and I know he's got a lot of people that come here, so he's very good.
Thank you so much. So we'll rebook you next time and we'll see you soon?
Yes, definitely.
Great, thank you so much.
very much.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good day.
you.
Bye,
You too.
Stephen.
It's not. You're good, is what I'm saying. Like, you just rattled me. You know, which is great, which is wonderful. But I don't want to ruin your moment. Therefore, I want it good.
We ruined mine.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But you got me. I didn't expect.
Looking forward.
One
She's
second.
smiling. She's still smiling. It's all cool.
All that matters.
It's all good. It's very good. It's all cool.
Yeah.
And then we can do cutscenes of us bickering again. It's all
Hey, wait. Is this your one?
I can't turn it on. Yeah, are you on?
I'm on.
The way you touch me when you walk by, my heart stops beating. I can't stop thinking and I can't stop seeing the things we're
But you can let it read. It's not your reading.
It was the phone that I
don't care.
No, it's good because it
I
gives you
talk to his mum a
confirmation.
lot, you know what I mean? Because she's like,
Yeah.
she's had a hard life,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
she's really tough,
Yeah.
puppetry.
No, it's good.
But it just makes me
No,
more
But see,
just,
this is what it's about, yeah. You have to
It's like
allow.
his mother, I feel like in my life, you know,
I'm
to meet her,
Yeah.
to teach me what I need to know.
Libby mentioned something about Michael's mum, and automatically I just don't like hearing negative things about Michael's mum at all, whatever the case may be. If it's lovely, I'm all for it. It just made me really sad, and I put myself straight there where I just thought, oh, my pobre Minha. Minha is Portuguese for mine, and her name's Fatima. So I say Minha Fatinha, which rhymes. So I thought, my pobre Minha Fatinha, you know, crying and just going through that pain, and it just broke my heart.
Yeah, so there was an intuitive in-store today for Michael to have his reading. I think it would be really interesting to see what the results are going to be.
Not to be drawn into temptation and desire and power and all those kind of negative type energies, but more just come from the freedom of the heart and what makes you feel good. And I feel like if you focus more on that, you'll find that everything in your life starts to actually really work out a lot quicker and a lot easier. And that particularly within the business, I'm sitting in the energy of going, okay, we're going this way, and it's like, no, there's a dead end. And it's like, okay, we'll go this way. No, there feels like there's another dead end. So it's like, I feel like this is reassessing, going more with your heart, more with a feeling of joy and happiness and lightness and playfulness as well. The other thing that comes in is, you know, try not to be quite as serious. Like, you're such a beautiful person, and on the inside is this joyful, free-spirited, you know, angel type energy that wants to come out and play. But, you know, the Michael that's here is the Michael that goes, okay, I've got to really work hard to get to this, and I've got to work so that I'm successful, and I've got to prove everyone wrong. And the ones that have said you can't do it and you're not good enough, you know, I'm sitting here and by God, you know, I'm going to make them, you know, I'm going to show them.
Why does she know this?
But you know what, like, that's awesome, and it's good to have that, because that's going to give you the drive. And you know, we were talking before about, you know, and the brother that's in spirit who's there to give you the kick up the arse, so to speak. But I feel like there needs to be more playfulness in your life for you to get to where you want to get to, because you can reach your goals a lot faster if you do it from a place of joy and happiness, rather than from a place of, I want to say, almost bitterness. And this feels like I'm going back to what's happened to you in the past, that this is series of events, and it's not just one event. I feel like there's been other events that have happened that have caused you to feel angry. Isolated is another word that comes in. Emotions starting to come up in my body, so it makes me feel like I want to cry. So there's sadness as well. And I get the impression that the sadness has been overwhelming to some point where you may have considered to not even want to be here on this earth anymore. So I obviously feel there's been, it's almost like I feel you going down into a rock, like into a cave and hiding, and not wanting to come out, not wanting to be the person that you are. But what's happened is the person that you've become because of that experience is actually not the true you. The true you feels like it is this more joyful, happy type energy. And the serious Michael is great, and great for business in some senses. But I feel like there needs to be a bit of, like, sprinkle a bit of fun in there as well. Because I'm hearing, I saw a video of ages ago, and it is, I think it's one of the, not Jackie Chan, who's the other actor who does
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Into the Dragon. So Bruce Lee type energy, right? So Bruce Lee, and he talks about be like water. You know, water flows. Water has the opportunity that even if there's a rock in its way, it can actually flow around it, and so much so that with continued flowing, it can actually mold the rock into a different shape. So you don't actually need to be the rock. You just need to be, and I can keep hearing it, be like water. I'm not very good at impressions, but if you Google it, you'll see there's a video. I feel like you're like that with your sister. It's almost like you are bonded, and like, I want to say almost like two of the same, even though you're not. So were you close in birth?
Yes, we were, yeah.
Okay, because it's like you're almost like twins, but you're not twins. Is what I get.
Libby spoke about my sister. My sister I classify as one of my best friends. We are very close in age, so she was spot on with that.
The closeness that you have is like none. I actually feel like you lean on her a lot and you love her a lot, which is beautiful, yeah. I feel like that she's so proud of you and so proud of the fact that you are like that with her, and so the amount of love that you have for each other is enormous. She seems quite important in your life. Like, I feel like there's a lot of information that flows with her. So does she have 2 children?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
My sister has 2 children. Spot on again.
I feel like your sister's going to overpower the
Oh
reading.
my gosh.
Does she have a dog in spirit?
She must. I think she does actually.
Okay, because there's a dog that comes around that wants to let her know that she's okay. And I get the feeling that this dog is like, reminds me of like a hunter dog, like a, I don't know if it's a German pointer or some kind of breed like that. But I'm getting that this dog is kind of just standing there pointing.
She will freak out.
And that's hilarious, I love it.
It's haunting her in death.
There you go. Perfect. So just let her know the dog is there. Actually, I feel like the dog's more of a protective type energy now that's coming in, because it's literally standing there. So it was a German pointer?
We've always had pointers growing up, my father, but her husband had one, so I'm not sure whether it's a child
or somewhere in there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing this dog literally, you know how they stand with one paw up in there?
Yes,
it's doing that.
Yeah,
and it's kind of over
it's
that
pointing.
space next. It's pointing, it's definitely pointing.
And what colour is it?
It's kind of I want to say a brownie, but it looks sort of speckled, so I'm not quite sure. Like it's a light, medium brown kind of a dog. Okay. So on the surface, everything looks really cool, but underneath there's a lot happening. So within the next 3-4 months, I feel as though that there's all of that underneath energy is actually going to be out. So whatever you're doing is actually now going to be seen. So whatever's held you back in the past, this is like, okay, it doesn't matter anymore. What's coming up is you know, I actually see you out there. So you people are going to know you. People are going to be connected to you. The other thing that just jumped into is they're going to be connected to you from the heart space. So that feels really good to me, because it means that people will love you and be kind to you and support you. You know, the words that come in is step into the limelight. Is there something coming up where you're actually going to be a bit more out there? So I know obviously we're filming today. Is the plan of that coming in the new year?
Libby explained that I was like a pinched straw here in the middle, so there was energy blocked here. So she did some cleansing.
Just double check all of your chakra system. So the pendulum just acts as like a mirror image and just gives me an idea of what's going on. So as we were chatting before, I felt like your base chakra was pretty good and it's giving me that nice flowy movement. But as we move up into the sacral chakra, I get an impression, and straight away it just gives me a blocked reading. So what we want to see is a circular movement and not this crisscross pattern.
She performed a technique called access bars, and what that did was activated different areas of my body and cleared and moved certain energies.
Yeah.
One's from St. Francis.
I love it. Gorgeous. Yeah. So you definitely have that energy where you're working with them and they're working around you. So just keep remembering that and keep calling them in. Sometimes I feel like you forget that they're around you and that you do have the ability to talk to them. And I feel like the Archangel Michael does come in with you. but I do feel that you're working with all of the angels, not just one specific. And Archangel Jophiel, as we mentioned earlier, and also Archangel Gabriel are working with you. So I feel like this is about bringing you into your truth of who you are, rather than you being something that you're not, or being something that you've become. So what we'll do is we'll work.
I love angels so much.
Yeah.
I've got them on my windows.
Oh,
My mum bought
perfect.
me-
You know, when you want something, just ask them. Just call them in and say, you know, hey, I'm very short with mine. Like sometimes I'm really casual and I'll say, hey, Archangel Michael, sort this out.
Sort it out.
Sort it out.
Yeah.
Sort this shit out, Michael.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to get you lifted.
Since having the session, Michael has seemed a bit more grounded, which is nice, and I think he comes across a bit more focused and more positive.
Since the reading, Michael has had more clarity, more focus, more ambition, more drive. He's just more...
Libby was spot on with everything she said. I was extremely dizzy for about 2 days afterwards, and I think that was my body adjusting to the changes that she had made within it.
I'm addicted.